When a pride of lions goes after a herd of zebras, they don't randomly attack the herd. Instead, the leader of the pride communicates precisely which zebra they plan to carve out from the pack. By narrowing the scope of the goal, the pride increases the probability of an injury-free takedown. It's an organized strategy. The zebra's goal is to create confusion and chaos. They run and jump randomly in every possible direction. They zig, zag, and break patterns. They instinctively know that if they can successfully confuse the pride, the lions just might lose track of their target, and maybe the herd will survive another day. Most animal species are predators in some situations and prey in others. Thus, most species have built instinctive behaviors of both predator and prey. The predator model is organized goal-seeking, whereas the prey model is disruption and chaos. Bees, for example, follow the predator model when it comes to finding pollen. It's a clear goal, and they organize accordingly. First, the hive sends out scouts in many directions, looking for a bed of flowers dense with abundant pollen. When a scout hits pay dirt, he covers himself in loads of pollen and returns to the hive. Then he does this little dance, and the motion and the length of the dance tells the hive where the flower bed is. The hive will then send an army of bees to harvest those flowers. Once again, by narrowing the scope of the goal and using a targeted strategy, the hive conserves energy and yields much higher outputs. However, sometimes hives are attacked. For example, a hungry bear looking for honey. In this case, the goal of the hive is to disrupt the predator with confusion and chaos, just like the zebra. Most of the beehive consist of worker bees, who are not designed to attack predators. That's the job of the drone. However, in the event of an attack, every bee will fly around in random patterns designed to confuse the predator and create an opening for the drones. Just like a lion pride, a company could choose any number of potential goals or zebras to take on. Alternatively, you could imagine a company allowing every individual to choose a separate zebra to target. But just like a lion pride, this would be a non-optimal strategy and would likely lead to failure both individually and organizationally. For a company to thrive, it must have a shared, superordinate goal. The goal must be translated, I like the word fractionated, down to individual departments, functions, process steps, and ultimately individual actions. This is the purpose of the OnePage business plan. Clarity of goals helps us understand what the defining characteristics of success look like. Without goals, it's debatable whether one can accomplish anything at all. You haven't even decided on what an accomplishment is. Like the lions and bees, pursuing goals is deeply embedded into our biology. As we set, pursue, and achieve goals, we can access our systems of dopamine. Pursuing goals is the basis for positive emotion, and it's the reason why video games are designed accordingly. At Endsight, we believe that our financial targets must first start with an idealistic constraint. I've also heard this called a noble promise. At Endsight, we call it our purpose, and that's to help others thrive. Having a noble promise allows our team to pursue financial targets, knowing that we are contributing to people's lives and society at large when we hit those targets. I sometimes use the example of selling cotton candy vape pens to teenagers as a possible goal a company could pursue without being constrained by the concept of a noble promise. When you take your purpose seriously, we can use financial returns, individually and corporately, as a positive indicator that we are on track of serving that superordinate goal of helping others thrive. The next level of goal is our big, hairy, audacious goal, or BHAG. At Endsight, that's to become the highest quality managed services provider in the world. Then we have to ask, what are the metrics associated with being the highest quality provider worldwide? This is where the goals have to become more tangible. Our first tangible subordinate goal is to double our revenue in 5 years, and do that while hitting a 20% or greater EBITDA margin. From those two goals, we can start the process of fractionating. What other metrics need to be true if we are going to double in revenue and do it at those margins? Well, let's take a deeper look at the revenue. The first component is managing customer retention. That would drive metrics such as customer satisfaction. And we use tools like Smileback and Net Promoter to do that. Those targets would drive actions at the value stream, such as response times, strategy meetings, project execution. Then we have to think about new services we will sell to the existing customer base. We call this service attachment. It includes the traditional IT projects and hardware software we sell, but it also includes new services like telephony, business intelligence and software, and of course, cybersecurity. Finally, we have to model new client acquisition, and this will drive most of our sales and marketing metrics: new sales meetings, close rates, website visits, events, number of calls to prospects, and so forth. And we should remember that high-quality service execution to our existing base isn't just about managing churn. It's a critical component of winning new customers. It's our chief source of referrals and references that we need to win in the marketplace. Next, we have to fractionate our margin objective of 20% to a different set of efficiency metrics. Those might include billable utilization rates, tickets per supported user, time per cleared ticket, labor load to gross margin, and so on. From here, we can figure out exactly how many hours a professional service engineer must bill per month and how many tickets a help desk engineer must clear per day. Consider for a minute that all the work towards our superordinate goals actually gets done at the level of an individual. The only way we hit our superordinate targets is when each of us execute individually, each and every day. Plan isn't just about which zebra we plan to take down. It's equally about the hundreds of zebras we're not going to take down. It's the predator strategy. We are attempting to create order and clarity from chaos. Like the bees, we are attempting to communicate, we have found pollen here. Don't fly around randomly. It's actually pretty easy to pick a strategy apart. For example, the leader of the pride may have picked the slowest zebra, but you can imagine there were plenty of other available strategies. Maybe the superior strategy would have been to have picked the oldest zebra, or even a funny-looking zebra that might stick out in the inevitable chaos. A smart lion in the pride could subvert the leader to pursue a superior strategy. However, there is no way to do that without dividing the focus of the pride. The pride is far less likely to succeed without every lion committed to the singular goal. We should also understand that we have a nature towards creating chaos, like the zebra in the beehive under attack. If and when a member of the team is subverting a process or a goal or leadership, it's often born of an underlying survival instinct that they might not even be aware of. With a one-page business plan, we want to make our goals and targets explicit. We'd like to debate them up front. This is the time when disagreement is required to optimize a strategy. And for us, that's the discussions leading up to our 90-day planning sessions and before we choose our rocks. Once rocks are set, it's time to commit. It doesn't matter if we pick the perfect zebra. It's far more important that we stay focused and connected in our pursuit. It's time when execution is more important than strategy.